Now, if you are looking for something really good, highly recommend getting an Exordium. What this Exordium type is, it's essentially just like collectible. And the best way that I can explain this is elementals are the summer axes, mythics are Japanese axes, arcane is the Christmas axes, divine is origin axes, and primal is the mystic axis. Do note there are Exordiums out there that are really good for PvP. So this one is a really good example of a really good arcane Exordium planet. All the card skills is high up on the skill tree. They all synchronize with the planet. Since this is a delta, it's a water and an air planet. It's a duo. I have water C5, water C4, and water C6. I would consider this like one of the best water deltas in the game, especially as an arcane Exordium. And then the perks is just really good. If you're looking at the shop, this is the perfect example of it. Any questions so far, guys? Yes.
Yeah, I have a question.
What's up?
Does planet age matter at all in PvP?
Not right now, but it will matter soon. So orbiting is essentially like an aging buff multiplier. What I like to do is I do the drop down into the highest aging buff. The higher the aging buff, the better. And to answer Trevor's question more specifically is the higher age of your planet, the more relics it can equip. So think of it as your items in League of Legends, right? Like if I am playing an Ashe,
no one escapes my bow.
If I'm the highest age in Apeiron, I can technically equip 6 items in the game. If I have a planet and I plan on playing them and owning them for a long time, because there's no downside to orbiting your planet. It's just a bonus. It's just like an age buff multiplier. If you do have a planet, I would orbit. And if you do buy a planet, immediately orbit it. Because even if it's orbiting, you can still play it. The older the planet age group is in, the more relic slots it will be able to access.
I do have one more question regarding like birth skills and buying a planet. Say you wanted a planet that had Earth C5.
Yep.
Would it be better to buy a planet that has Earth C5 as a birth skill, or a planet that's cheaper but can get up to Earth C5 and kind of max it out?
If your planet can already reach it, I don't see a reason why you need to buy another one. But if you do have a birth skill, you get 1 extra point limit to it. So usually in the game, you can level up your skill up to level 7. But if it's a birth skill, it can go up to level 8. If you are looking for a planet, highly recommend going active skill count 3. And do note that there are 3 classes in the game too. There's Fury, which is like the melee class, Wisdom, which is the mage class, and Fate, like a support ADC. In card skills, do note everything right now, we're gonna turn to Wisdom. If you are looking, for example, as Trevor was asking, is if we want Earth C5, what I would do is I would go Earth and I would get the C5 of each class. So that will just filter out for like all the Earth C5s. And since in S3 they all turn to Desecrated Ground, that's the main reason we look for all 3.